Hello and welcome back to the official AE Racing, which has now been rebranded to the awesome name Beyond Driving.
It's awesome because Rob thought of it.
Oh yeah. It's the first video of the year because it is the first race of the year.
Yes.
Mr. Michael Jacobs here is taking that one. Looking forward to it, Mike?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah. yeah. Well, it's the first time here, so I didn't have a clue what it was like. So I've been bugging all the other drivers, asking whoever's been here what they're doing, where they're going, what gear they're in, where they're braking, and all the other things I can find out. But it's test day today, so we didn't want to go too mad. That's why my times are slow, honestly.
So basically, put the car to bed now, put Mike to bed in a bit, refuel him, put him to bed, get him rested. Back here tomorrow morning, because we're at Croft, by the way, if we haven't mentioned that yet. Have we said that? I don't know. Back here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for the scrutineering, and then the practice quali at 11. Now, for those of you that have never been to Croft Circuit or don't know much about it, let me fill you in. Croft Circuit is located near Dalton-on-Tees in North Yorkshire. The tarmac circuit is around 2.1 miles long and is based on the lands of an airfield, but has long since moved on from being a basic airfield circuit. In fact, it holds some big race meetings, including the British Touring Car Championship. Blending a mixture of high-speed and low-speed corners, this circuit is not for the faint-hearted and can be challenging even for the more experienced racer. Right, let's head back to the track and find out how Mike got on after his 15-minute qualification session. So that's the qualies completed. How did you get on, Mike?
Not as good as it could have been. We had a slight little problem. I might have been attacking the curbs a little bit too much and broke part of our steering mount. So then when I was going around the rest of it, this bit sort of didn't really do much. I come onto one straight, it was like here, that was straight, and then the next straight, it was here, was straight, and yeah, not ideal. We don't want to be going under all fast corners, but yeah, we've sorted that out and repaired that. That was the least of a lot of people because of how much grip there is and how harsh the curbs are. Quite a few people have had mounting points broken and all sorts of stuff, so we come away fairly lightly. There's a couple of people in the barriers as well, so, but yeah, could have been better, could have been worse. So yeah.
It turns out that Croft is an aggressive track, man,
yeah, very aggressive.
on the cars and the drivers.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Next up though is race number 1. The weather has turned a little bit. It's starting to look a little bit like it might rain. There's a potential 60% chance of rain, so it's a bit unknown on the setup of the car, but we just have to try and see how it goes.
See how we go. If it gets wet, then just got to play it by ear. But yeah,
there's only one way to find out.
And we got to go, yeah.
Let's go find out what happens.
Race 1 at Croft. So I was trying to get off the line here without really spinning the rear wheels up. You see the guy in front of me getting quite squirrely. It's a half decent first straight, but this first right-hander, everyone's got cold tyres, so everyone takes it fairly cautiously, but I do see an opening, so I think, right, I'm going to go for it and throw it up the inside of Samiri just to the left. Now trying to get on the power early through here, you can see it gets a bit squirrely, but trying to get on the power early through here means you've got a good run down the straight. Now I should have tucked in behind Ben Powney, who's in front of me here, probably for a little bit longer, but I thought maybe I could get down the right side, but he does close it off, so I end up eventually switching to the back side. But the slipstream in these cars is a big thing. You can see people up ahead there locking up, because obviously the tyres are still cold, so you're still struggling to get temperatures into them. And then you come into the fast section down here. There's sort of one line, unless you watch the guys up front. They were going 3 abreast for their points somehow. Now this slow bit here is a bit more tight and windy in the complex, and then this last corner here, the hairpin's a real tricky one, but I was trying to take a later line to get a straight line exit, a later apex, and get a good run down the start finish, but I was still spinning the wheels up a little bit. You can see Ben battling in front of me. Now we're a bit further around. This is the fast section of the circuit, and Ben eventually had some problems in his later on in the race in his car, so I gave him a nice little way for getting out of my way quite safely and nicely for me, especially in that fast section, because it does get a bit sketchy. And then you're heavily braking from about 105, I think it was, into sunny in, and then you're on the power again early through here into what's called sunny out. Now, a few people were running wide on that exit there as well, because like I say, you're trying to get on the power real early. Now at this point, I don't think he saw I was coming up on him quite so fast as I was lapping him, and we ended up sort of holding me up a little bit. I thought I'd made my intentions clear to stay to the right, but if he didn't see me, then it doesn't really matter. But by this point, it was later on in the race, and I'd sort of couldn't really gain on the people in front of me anymore, so I was pretty sure I was going to be where I was going to be. But at the time, I didn't know that I was actually finishing in the top 10, which was nice. But this fast section down the back there, really quick and really cool track. And then, of course, you finish your first race at that event, and that's when the sort of adrenaline drops, and then you start to appreciate what you've just done. And then you got to give the marshals a good wave and a thumbs up to everyone who's watching. But it was a cracking first race, really. We've done a lot better than we thought we would.
It is day 2, race day 2. Unusual.
Weird one. Yeah, we don't normally come for a second day. Normally we do both races in the same day.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a weird one. A bit more sort of relaxed, lethargic. Waking up this morning, slow breakfast.
There's no qualies or practice or anything in the morning.
It's nothing. So you just go straight into race, which is a bit weird because we haven't done that either. Normally you build up throughout the day with your qualifying and then into the race. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully I've got to try and just get straight back on it.
Try and G them up.
Yeah.
Play a load of club music in your ears so you keep going. But the race is going to start about 2:25. Another 15-minute race.
Yeah, another 15-minute race.
The weather looks absolutely superb
so much
today.
better than yesterday.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to miss loads of any wet sort of racing. It's going to be a dry track, so Mike's going to have perfect conditions to finish off his weekend at Croft.
No excuses.
No excuses.
There was one corner yesterday where it just rained on one corner. Well, I said 2 corners, the first part of the race. But yeah, so it's really weird. You go in there one lap and it was different grip to the last lap, and they're really nuts. But it's a good race. Yeah, but it's a really good race. We had a really good race.
Amazing. So
I say it was a good race.
So let's find out how today goes. Yesterday Mike finished in 10th in the first ever finish in the top 10 in the Fonds. Can he get beyond the 10s into the 9s, the 8s, or even lower?
Or beep it.
Beep it. Yeah. Or is he going to be drifting down the back? Who knows? Should be a few battles today though.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah.
See what happens.
Now we're on to race 2. So you've done one start already, so you know a little bit more of what to expect, so you're not as nervous. But I got a much better start this time, and you can see I sort of stick to the right just to sort of stay out of everyone's way. We were getting quite close to the corner, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. Managed to clear them pretty much, 2 cars in that first corner, but then I do run really deep into this one. And then Ben, who I was battling with earlier, also got it very sideways, as you can see there, trying to get on the power. But he's just to the inside of me here. And he does a good move through there, I've got to give him that. But the trouble is, it ruined my acceleration out of the corner. Now, I was a bit too far back and a bit too late on the power to get the slipstream, so we're cut to a little bit further ahead. And then you can see Samir's in front of me at this point, people running wide out of that corner like I mentioned in the last race. And then there's a few battling up in front, and I think someone ends up going in a bit too deep there, getting straight spun out. Then we end up with Ben back in front of me again. Now this sort of gives you the chance, you're like, oh, I'm a little bit closer here. If I get a good run out of this next exit, I might be on the back of him. But where I tried to take a later apex, I left the door open for old Martin Shelton here to come straight up the inside. But then you'll see the effect of the slipstream I was talking about. As we breeze past, I give him a little wave because I know he'd love it. And then the straight's long enough that once you've got that run, you can carry it through. And then you see how fast you enter this first corner into here as well. And even a bit too fast to finish there as I get it a bit sideways. And then carried that speed way too much through that corner there as well, leaving the door open for old Martin again, who looks like he got it quite squirrely out of the way there. Then again, you see we've got the slipstream coming again. This time I think I'll be able to get alongside him, but he kept the inside, which was well defended. We got to this point, I didn't think like my tyres were warm enough to be able to go around the outside, so just tucked in behind. And a little bit later, you see Simon rejoining there, so I had to give him a little bit of a wide berth as he was coming through. And this is just, that was at Sunny Out, that corner there, so now coming through the complex. And again, it's such a tricky corner because you're trying to slow it down and get it turned in at the same time. But now I knew I had Simon behind me, who was way quicker all weekend. So I thought at some point I'll end up having him coming alongside me, and here he is going around the outside of me at the corner called Tower. And there weren't too much point in trying to battle with him because I knew he was faster all weekend. Gave me a little thumbs up for a nice move, but I figured I'd just tag in behind him, try and get the slipstream, and also then try and stay with him and hopefully get my times a bit faster and catch back up to the group in front. That plan sort of got quite quickly, what's the word I'm looking for? Ruined. You'll see as we go through the few corners through here, and then on the next lap I believe it was, that was me running very wide there, trying to keep up, trying to push. And then we're coming back through the fast section again. This is on the next lap, and you'll see I was still just about keeping with him, and then you see the smoke pluming, and I had to obviously let off and slow down quite a bit then. And it had a wheel arch, or a wheel arch carriers sort of drop into the wheel, and that basically ruined his race. So not a very good weekend for Simon, but gave me an extra place, so I can't grumble at it. And then just to the end here, the last couple of laps, I was catching Samir. He also had a bit of a brake problem, I believe, and the last sort of 3 or 4 laps I was gaining chunks of time per lap. And I'd needed half a lap, maybe a full lap more, and I'd have had another place. But again, it was another top 10 place, so it was very good.
Race 2 is done. Mike survived.
Yeah, and another 10th place.
Another 10th place.
Top 10 finish.
2 top 10 finishes across the weekend.
Yeah, and another good start straight into the first corner. Made a couple of paces. I did lose him again a little bit later, but that's irrelevant.
The first few corners though, man, he was off the mark like a rocket.
Yeah, we nailed the start. Absolutely nailed the start.
Absolutely like a rocket. But I mean,
good.
How did you think it went?
It was good, mate. Yeah, there's it was a weird one because we had the day in between, so it's like we said earlier on, it was just the time in between. Normally your second race, we're used to it being just a few hours after the first one, so everything's fresh in your head. So it's a weird thing of like trying to get back into it really quickly, but also of having slept and had a nice chilled out morning. So it was a bit weird, but really good. And I got onto pace fairly quickly, I think, and yeah, and now we just need to. It was good performance in the car, so we just now got to try and refine a little bit and sort ourselves out a little bit more as well, so we can push every time we get in it and get some better results. Yep. It's promising though. It's promising, that's the main thing.
So the next big purchase we've decided is a new set of rims and a new set of tyres.
Yeah.
Which should help us out a bit.
Yeah, everyone else was pretty much on new tyres, or a lot of people were on new tyres.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we were still using some old rubber. But
ours were a bit seasoned.
But it's still done well on it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's still good. Yeah, and we didn't have any real, other than the bit in qualifying that we mentioned about, other than that we had no real problems, and car performed really well, especially with this other engine that we got in at the moment, so it was good.
All round good weekend.
Yeah.
And to get 2 top 10 finishes tops it off. Yeah. So on to the next, which I'll be in the hot seat. Brands GP.
For the GP circuit, yeah.
So we're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that'll be a real fast one as well.
Yes.
Scary.
So we'll see how that goes. But we hope you enjoyed this video. We definitely enjoyed the weekend. Remember to hit the like button. Remember to hit the subscribe button, because there'll be plenty more coming across the season now. Loads of different videos. And yeah, we'll see you all next time.